Good morning. Good afternoon. Today we are continuing with our unit 4. Oh my, we're already on unit 4. So unit 4, working with our percentages. Today we are doing CO20. I can convert a fraction to a percentage. So we're still working with those percentages and fractions. Well, yesterday we did decimals and percentages. Now we're doing fractions and percentages. And the key number that I talked about yesterday still stands today. What is our magic number with percentages, Alexis?
100.
100. So that is going to be a big number we need to remember for today. So a percentage means that it is out of 100. So that's what a percentage is. It is out of 100. So percent, centa, in Latin, centa is 100. Percent is out of 100. All right, so key thing to remember if you know your Latin roots. Centi is 100. Centimeter is the 100th of a meter. Centi is important. So percentage is out of 100. Because percent literally means out of 100, any numerator over a denominator of 100 represents the percentage. Makes it super easy. Each fraction below has a denominator of 100. Convert each fraction to a percent. So if we have 27 over 100, that's 27 hundredths. That's how we would say that. 27 hundredths. What percent is it? Oh my goodness, I should literally see every hand up. What percent would it be? 27 hundredths. Luca? 27%. Because when we say 27 hundredth, that's like 0.27 is 27 hundredths. 35 hundredths would be what percent? 35 hundredths is what percent, Kate? 35%. 90 hundredths is what percent, Aiden?
90%.
29 hundredths is what percent, Chance?
29%.
3 hundredths is what percent, Audrey?
3%.
3%. 189 hundredths is what percent, Tatum? 189%. It is that easy when it's over 100. You just take the numerator and it's your percentage. But what if our denominator is not 100? Ooh, makes it a little more challenging. What do you think we need to do, Evan? Yeah, we're going to multiply or divide to get to that magic number of 100. And then we can take the numerator, that new numerator, and that is our percentage. Aiden.
What if you can't multiply or divide it in 400?
That is a great question. Here's what we do. We're going to first look at our friendly denominators. So, because of course not all fractions have a denominator of 100, that's okay though, because there are several friendly denominators that can help you write an equivalent that is out of 100. So before we get to your question, Aiden, we're going to look at our friendly denominators that easily go to 100 or super, super close to 100. So let's look at these friendly denominators. Why are they called friendly? If we have a 1 for denominator, what are we going to multiply the numerator and denominator by, Tatum?
500.
Times 100. If we have 2 for a denominator, what are we going to multiply by? Ben?
50.
Multiply by 50. If we have 3 for a denominator, what do you think we're going to multiply by? Emily? Aiden? 33. So this is one, remember when I said it'll get you to 100 or super, super close. What is 3 times 33?
99.
99. So even though it's not 100, it's only one off. So you have a 3 for denominator, you multiply it by 33, multiply the numerator by 33, and we're going to say it's close enough. Okay, for that, for if it's just off by 1. Aiden?
So you just round it to 100 then?
Yep, so you're basically rounding it to 100. What are we going to multiply a 4 by? Audrey?
25.
25. What do we multiply the 5 by? Chance?
20.
What are we going to multiply the 9 by? Tegan? 11. Again, it gets us to that 99 that we round up to 100. What do we multiply 10 by? Audrey?
10.
What do we multiply 11 by? Tatum?
9.
If we have 20, what are we going to multiply it by? 10.
5.
If we have 25, what do we multiply it by, Kate?
4.
We have 33, what are we going to multiply it by, Tegan?
3.
And if we have 50, what are we going to multiply it by, Audrey?
2.
Okay, so if you have a friendly denominator, we know what to multiply, what our scale factor should be for our numerator and denominator, what we're going to multiply by to get an equivalent fraction that's got that denominator of 100. Then we just take our numerator, and there we go, bam, that's our percentage. So let's look at our work for today. Convert each fraction to a percent. Remember, show your work. No gold stars for mental math, my friends. No gold stars. Show your work. Remember, you will not be able to use a calculator on this section of the test. So look at what your friendly denominators are, what we're multiplying by. Multiply your top and bottom by that number. Okay. Let's look at this first one, 3/5. Get out your whiteboards. I am going to use them. Get out your whiteboards real quick. If you don't have it, you need to remember to come prepared. We are not coming and going out of class right now. Nope, sit down. You need to come to class prepared. What percentage would we get for 3/5? Show me on your whiteboards. Good. Mallory, come up. You were the first one that had your hand up with an answer. How did you do it so fast? Show us what you did.
I just
I know it's not so easy, is it? So you knew that you wanted that 5. It was a friendly denominator. We wanted to turn it into 100, so you multiplied by 20. So you jumped ahead to the answer. So you did 5 times 20 turned into 100. 3 times 20 was 60, and you knew we could take that numerator and make it our percentage. Very good. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. 21/25. Show me on your whiteboards. 21/25. I have to be able to see it. Well, I see 2 different numbers. So something you want to erase or cross off. Dude, can't see it when you're doing that. Priya, no. No, I gave you a thumbs up. Oh, you have to look at me so you can see. Oh. Kate, you were the first one that had the correct answer. Come show us how you solved it. Some of us did our math wrong, so I really need us paying attention. Shh, I am recording, so we are quiet. $25 is one of our friendly denominators. We multiply 25 times 4 to get to the magic 100. Whatever we do to our denominator, we do to our numerator. So if our numerator becomes 84, because 21 times 4 is 84, it's 84%. I had a lot of people putting 105%. Did you multiply by the correct number? If we looked up above, we had 25 up here, and it says times 4. So always double check that you're multiplying by the correct number. Okay, so double check your answers. Make sure that you're multiplying by the correct number to get to 100. Whatever you multiply your denominator by, multiply your numerator by. We are not doodling when I ask us to take out whiteboards. All right, so let's look at our second page. In history class, each test is out of 25 points. You scored 18 out of 25 on the first unit and 21 out of 25 on the second unit. In terms of percentage, how much better did you do on the second unit compared to the first unit? This is a multi-step problem. What do we think we have to do? So I should not see people working on their math homework. I should see pencils down, and I should see us all on this page thinking about what we are doing. So on your whiteboards, see if you can come up with what we have to do to solve this. So use your whiteboards. And I like how those of us who did not come prepared with our whiteboards are using the white space on the page before. So that's being very, I want to say productive, but problem solving. You're problem solving well. So we have multi-steps we have to do to answer A. In terms of percentage, how much better did you do on the second unit compared to the first unit? Okay, so Gus, you were the first one to show me which one's your answer. No. Gus, come on up and show us what you did.
So, I'll figure out what this percentage is. Was 81%. Then you gotta figure out what the second percentage is. Equals 72%. Then you gotta subtract them. And then equals 12%.
So some of us did one or two of those steps and we forgot to work it all the way through. So we had to turn it into these percentages because it says in terms of percentage. So they had given us fractions. So our first step was to turn those fractions into percents. So you always have to think, what is it asking for? What steps do I have to go through? They gave us fractions. We needed percentage. So we turned our fractions into our percents. And then it said, how much better did you do on the second test? Well, to figure out that difference between the first test and the second test, we had to subtract. So 84% minus 72% gave us that 12%. So when we are doing these word problems, we need to just slow ourselves down and think, what is it actually asking for? Can you give me 2 minutes? So we're just looking at what is our question asking for? What information are we given? What is the question actually asking? So, because I had somebody say, oh, 21 out of 25, that was 84%. That's not our final answer. Okay, it's not what did we get, what percentage did we get.
Dial 105, please, Miss Zurich, dial 105.
It's, we had to subtract. So make sure you are actually answering the question being asked. So if your goal for Unit 3 is to earn at least 90%, what score is the lowest integer score you can receive to reach your goal? So what do you think you can get on your third test to give you a 90% in class? So if we know that we had 84% and a 72%, and now we want to get to a 90%, what score do we have to get on that third test to get 90%? Yep, show me on the whiteboards. So we're gonna go, we need an integer score. So tell me what is that number that you could get on your test? So technically, Chance, what were you just saying?
I'm telling him because he said, well, but integers are only positive.
I love how Chance looked back to look up that definition of an integer. Because we wanted an integer score. So he looked back at a definition of an integer. An integer is a positive or negative number. Can it be a fraction? No. Can it be a decimal? No. Okay, so we want what that top score is, what your numerator is, how many rights, what's the lowest number right that you could get.
Oh, I see.
And that, if we got 9 right out of 25, is that going to give us a 90%?
No.
So we have to stop and think. If we have 25 points, what number rights can we get out of 25?
I see.
Where's your answer? Okay. No, that's not going to get you 90%. You're close, but it's not going to get you 90%. Yes. Close, but no cigar. Yes. I know, and I just, as I said it, that's what my mom used to say, and I don't know where it comes from. And I said it, and I'm like, that's a really odd phrase, and it just popped in my head because my mom said it all the time. Close but no cigar, and I don't know where it came from. Now, do you know how you got that number, or are you guessing? Do you know how you got it? Can you show us? Come show us. Yeah, but how did you get it? Ah. We should always show your work. Some of it you can do as mental math, but you should always show the work that you need to show. Does that make sense? So like some of it you could do in your head, but show as much as you can. So what Mario did was he said, okay, I know I want to multiply by 4 because I want to get my 25 to 100. So I know I'm multiplying by 4. I need to figure out what number am I multiplying that 4 by to get to 90. So how did you know it was 23?
Well, I was just like experimenting with different.
Okay, so you were doing guessing and checking.
Yeah.
That is a valid way to solve something. Does somebody have an easier way than guessing and checking numbers to get up to 23? And that way works. You got the right answer, but it took you a little bit longer. How can you do it a little bit faster, Evelyn?
So we start with 25, and since 25 is 100, you go down one number, and then you go down the next. Like.
But that's not what I saw you do on your paper. What did you do on your paper?
That was just looking at
So it actually wasn't just a lucky guess. Evan? So what are we going to do to get from 90? How do we find that 23? Because you're right, 23 times 4 is not 90%. It's above 90%. But how do we get there? So we could take that 90. And what's the opposite of multiplying by 4? We're going to divide. Because if we were multiplying, this was our unknown, multiplied by 4 equals 90, we're going to divide it by 4. 4 goes into 9 2 times. 4 goes into 10 2 times. And I had some people that said, oh, 22. But there's a remainder here. So that remainder says, oh, it's not going to quite get me all the way to that 90%. So I need to go up one more number. Because 4 times 22 was only 88%. Then I can say, oh, let me try 23. Because 22 was just shy of it. So then that would get me to my 92%, which is as close as I could get to 90% because we don't do halvesies in math, right? So you get full points. So because 22 was too short when I divided it, I knew to go up just one more. That makes sense? So instead of just guessing and checking a whole bunch of numbers, work your math backwards. If I know I was multiplying by 4 to get to 90, and this was my unknown, I'm going to go backwards and divide by 4. If there's a remainder, that tells me I have to go up one more. So these word problems on here are multi-step problems. So you have to just slow down and really give yourself time to work through it. So we've got our word problems, and then we have the bottom. There will be times when the denominator to a fraction isn't friendly, but you can still convert to a percent using equivalent fractions. So this kind of goes back to what Aiden was asking. Sometimes we have a number that wasn't a friendly denominator up top, but we can turn it into a friendly denominator. So we need to find our equivalent fraction that has a friendly denominator and then multiply it up to 100. 80 doesn't go up to 100. What could I divide it down to? Tatum? 20. So if I divide by 4, 80 divided by 4 is 20. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Now I have a friendly denominator. Now I can say, oh, 20, I know to multiply that by 5. 20 times 5 is 100. 8 times 5 is 40. Now is it easy to say what my percentage is? Yeah, I could say 40 out of 100 is 40%. So some of these you might have to divide down and then multiply it up to that 100. Okay, so see what you can divide down to. You don't have to simplify it as low as you can go. You just have to simplify it to a friendly denominator. All right. For those of you at home, we hope you are well. We hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.